Welcome back. So previously we've made a gunpowder farm over there, and right now I think something has been accumulating in my inventories. There's so much of the raw stuff here, like these stuff, iron, and I think if I'm gonna continue on digging stuff up, like if I take that, I'm just gonna keep getting more of these. So I'm thinking of having an automatic smelter. I want it to be as efficient as it can be. So for the middle, there should be a row of furnaces. Then smokers, this one will handle the food, and the blast furnace will handle all the raw ores. And I think we're gonna have an input here. I've been trying to design the room, but I've had a better idea, I think. Since Minecraft is infinite, why not just make some big separate rooms for the three different types of smelting. So again, let me just illustrate. So the smoker will go into something like a kitchen, and this is the reception room. And the blast furnace will go to a forge. Also, maybe I'll just add in some forge stuff, like anvils, all of that. So the furnace, it seems like anything that involves stones and clay and glass. So I guess this will be in a workshop. This is just gonna be a smelting office, a room specifically for smelting. It's gonna be called the burner. Welcome to the burner under construction. The first thing I want to work on is the kitchen. This is my first attempt at creating a kitchen. Added a candle here. Not putting any torches. I'm just gonna use the lighting that these light sources provide. Try not to use the torch because I don't really like having a torch here. And of course, if you're gonna smelt stuff, you're also gonna need some fuel. So that's what the next room is about. This spot, I've already dug it out. This room will hold all of the fuel. At least it will look like it holds a lot of fuel. For any smelting operation, you just spam this right over the floor. So now we have this giant pile of coal right inside this room, and I think I should add some more storage. Maybe a barrel should work. And these will contain, so there's two barrels there, and we'll let that hold the coal for now. Alright, that's good. I've added a few more changes, such as these observers, and these connect to a T flip-flop that will toggle this torch, and an AND gate, and I'll point it together in the center, where I'll do the same over there, because what I want is for some lamps over here. I'll place some lamps here, and it will light up if something is cooking. And I think we can connect a lot more stuff there, like effects. For example, maybe we could turn these on, or maybe some note blocks that's gonna play a ding, for example, when it's done cooking. So let me just finish this up first. That's epic. let me just show you what it looks like again. Oh, and also I moved the coal blocks outside because I think there's a better use for that room. Anyway, so here is these are the T flip-flops connected to an OR gate which directs to here. This is exactly the middle of both these signals. So I just put a repeater here that's gonna turn on the lights, and it will invert this. So this turns off, and this is what happens. I can just show you a test like this. So when the light turns off, the note blocks will play. That's it for this room. And I've added this maintenance access for whenever something breaks, so I don't need to dig. There's just a door over there, and I'll be able to access the stuff that I think would break easily. Mainly this one, the T flip-flop, because it uses items. There's nothing here. Alright. There are missing items. Yeah, let's just do a quick check. Oh, so the slime balls were on this top dropper. I'm not sure why that happened. Uh, oh, it could be that these are interfering. So I might be rewiring something, but maybe not today. But I'll remember that. This one is still needs some refactoring. But that's why we have this access. And I already created this other side. Uh, it's almost the same. It has the same logic behind the furnaces, but the different designs here. So I'm intending it to be like a forge. It's gonna be a forge. So you smelt your ores here, and then you do the hammer thing. You smash the metal, and then you dip it in oil. I'm not sure why I put some lava there. Then you grind it, then you cut it. Basically this is where a blacksmith would work, but the kind of blacksmith that works here is a very epic one, because the music here is different, and also lava comes out when you start cooking. And when it's done, it's gonna automatically remove the lava, and some notes will play as well. Yeah, that sounds good. You like that? So at the start of this mini project, I wanted to make it as a fully automatic, but I think that would be very complicated if I'm going to separate it by which specific furnace type is gonna cook it, because that would mean I'd have to put so many item filters, and that's not gonna be ideal because it's gonna give a lot of lag to other people. So I resorted into just making it fancy. And besides, if you're gonna cook here, if you're gonna cook food, it's gonna cook really fast. There's no fuel here anymore though. Yeah. So I don't really see a problem there. At least we get to separate the ores from if ever we're gonna smelt some glass. So the next one will be here, but I'm not sure how I'm gonna make it look. I think this time this is just gonna be an automatic smelter, but I'm not sure how to show the inputs. After building all of that, I've decided I'm gonna take a break. The first thing I did was do some trades, and I've also decided to test out if a sharpness 5 sword is stronger than a sharpness 5 axe. While it looks like the sword is better, I've tested it out by doing critical hits on hoglins, and both seem to just need 2 critical hits. I guess more testing would be required. So failing that, I instead named the tools that I have. So this one is now the Gladius, which I'll be phasing this out because I think the fire aspect on the netherite sword is kind of troublesome for me. Because I really want to go back to the end and kill some endermen. So I made the Gladius, which is just looting 3, sharpness 5, and unbreaking and mending. And while we're at it, I also added names for these 2 pickaxes so I don't mess up and use the fortune pick on my ender chest. So this one is the preservative pickaxe and the don't mind the ender chest please. And I also noticed that uh, some of my armor is not well enchanted, like this one. Projectile protection 2, and this one is protection 3. Yeah, I'm gonna do some more trading, round out my tools. Oh, and I've also added these banners just to cover it up a little bit. Not sure if that's great, but I think it looks good. Alrighty, it's fast forward, and we got a nice table for the parrots. And also, I've already created the final piece to this build, although it's not really finished yet, but it's an automatic smelter with its own capabilities of creating fuel by generating bone meal, and I also added the bamboozler from Etho's video. And this is a very smart interface for smelting, but first let's just test it all out. Uh, okay, so we first try out the composter. Bone meal generation, I'm just gonna put all of this here. So the idea is you just have to put a shulker box here, or just throw your items in. You just put a shulker box in here with the stuff you wanna throw into the composter. You press this button, it will start pushing out the items. And initially I thought this was a good idea, but with the automatic cactus farm, I've only got about 24 bone meal for the whole entire time that I built this, and I built this in about 6 hours. Oh, okay, we found a bone meal down there again already. Let's try to make this faster. Okay, let's just keep that running. And this is the bamboozler, although I haven't really added the button to start it. But what we did is we're gonna allow the player to throw in their own bone meal, because apparently this needs so much bone meal, and it's just a water stream that goes down there. So we can just keep throwing the items, because we don't need to regulate the water stream at all, because if one of those gets full, the other is still open, and it's connected to a hopper minecart. So it should be quick in taking all of the stuff. Though I think that's already too much. I haven't connected this one yet because this entire build took so much time. But yeah, that's also the reason why it's not yet gonna. There's no button yet to turn it on, but you can turn it on right now. And get ready for a lot of noise. Let's just check the bone meals first. I think that should be enough. It's gonna burn through all of that though. There. It's almost the same as Tito's bamboozler. Although, one sec. The water streams are not yet working. Now that that's iced, let's test it again. Okay, so it's making bamboo. And it's coming out through here. Look at that. This thing eats bone meal very quickly. So I realized it's not really a good idea to use this. I might have to use a different way of getting fuel. And this is the insides of the furnace array. This one is also not finished yet, but it has some smart features as well. Just like if this hopper is full of fuel, it will stop the dropper from from the top interface. So we can just throw these in. I hope that's the right one. Yeah, it's the right one. Now it's time to show you how it's supposed to work. Let me just remove these. So we have in a shulker box, we're gonna put some stuff to smelt. Take it back. So when this light is on, the items can flow down here, and also the dropper from the end of the furnace array is turned on. So it's when it detects anything, it's gonna throw out the items, and when this button is clicked, when the bottom lamp is on, this will start accepting items. So for example, if you throw in a piece of sand, it gets taken inside. But if this button is on, it will not accept the item. But what it will do is this will now accept items that will come in, and the dropper is gonna turn on. This hopper is just for the fuel. There's a circuit at the bottom that's gonna stop this if it's already full. So let's just throw these in. And look at that, the glass is already done. So, oh yeah, I should also make some glass. Okay, so I'll also add in the sand, and let's see how quick this goes. I'll just add the time after editing. So we put that there, and we allow it to take the items. And once that is empty, we shall press this again. This is just so that the items don't mix together, the smelted ones, because that's gonna get stuck. And it's done, I think, although I did place some blocks here, so now it's officially done. We can now press this button, and the items will start flowing in. taking a while for the last ones. There's the last one. So I hear some water, but that might be the last one. Yeah, nothing's cooking anymore. It's fairly quick. I didn't have to wait too long, and although the con here is you don't get XP from that. As long as this lamp is on, you can take your shulker box out. I guess I should show you how it looks like from the inside. So let me just create a backup and do a spectator mode. One sec. Okay, so first thing, this is the entire space. So we have added some access shafts from here. This will allow me to get around, and you can see. Oh, there's some items getting stuck. Okay, need to add that in, but the this is just a very fast dropper clock, and it throws it down here, and it gets composted. So anything that can't be composted is just gonna get stuck here, and then there's a clock here that throws out the bone meal. That bone meal is going to go through here and up here to the bamboozler, and it goes to this chest, gets distributed by the minecart hopper, and if that's full, it's going here, and also the same mechanism here. If you know Ethel's bamboozler, it's a little bigger than this. I removed a few things, and also there's no repeater here because it doesn't work. I had to remove that and put the redstone directly over here. I made two of them facing each other, and it will push out these walls to remove the bamboo, and it will go to this water stream. And the intention is to make it go all the way here. It's actually in the right level. So it's gonna go here into the tube for the fuel, which is this one. So there's the dropper clock here. It just drops into a water stream that goes in here, and here is the checking for if it's full. So a full hopper is gonna act like a fully powered redstone torch. This one is what works the best for me. So one torch, two redstone dust, and then a comparator. So if that gets at least one, it means it's full, and it will power this repeater. And this one goes into here, it will disable this. So the items will still go into the hopper, but not get dropped. Okay, this is the furnace array. I haven't really finished this one yet because I'm gonna add same things here. Where is it? This one. The same thing here. So it's gonna check if it's still cooking by by the observer, because a furnace item will update if it's cooking or not. So it will trigger this T flip-flop. Essentially there's an item here, one item, and it will, if this is powered, all three droppers will trigger. So if the item is here, it will push the item up and forward into this hopper, and it will go down here automatically. And if there's an item here, the comparator will send a signal up here, and this is just an OR gate. So if any of these ones are powered, it will put the signal here. And essentially what I want to make in the furnace array is also this one. I'll just add some music in and some lighting just to let the user know if it's still cooking. And when it's done cooking, it's gonna pull, these hoppers will pull out the items. Also, remember the button here that this one will is also connected to a T flip-flop, which will power this. So if it's on, it will allow the items to drop in, and if it's off, it will allow the items to go out. If the items can go in, then this is unpowered. This will stop the dropper clock from triggering, so it doesn't throw items up over here just yet, because we don't want to mix the items together. And the dropper just goes up here like that. Then we'll do this and forward, and I think that's it. This place looks pretty epic, although it did take too much time. I've spent the entire day working on it, so yeah, I think I'm just gonna slow down and do something else. But I do plan to also add another bamboo farm here, and this will be a better supply of fuel. I just added the bamboozler here because I really think it looks awesome. Okay, so we're back. This time we can turn this off. Let's just bring the parrots with us. Now that we're done, I'm gonna replace the haste beacons with just speed. Having glass, it's gonna be annoying. It's gonna destroy my build very quickly. As you can see, I like to punch. Anyway, there's stuff that I did on the surface. I didn't really wanna stay underground all the time. That is just planning. I've added these deep slate bricks to show anyone that I'm gonna build something here and I don't want it to get built on. I didn't build just yet because I'm focusing way too much on the furnace array. And that's all for me today. I'll see you in the next episode. Hello parrot, say bye bye. See, they said bye bye. Yes, bye bye.